Hey everybody, Jay Barino here. Welcome back playing some more StarCraft Brood War Alternate. It's the finale of the Conclave Protoss campaign. The Worldship, the Protoss attack Tarsonis City. Imperial flagship Gantra Thor high orbit over Terran capital world Tarsonis. You have done well, Executor. The Terrans can do nothing but flee before the onslaught of the Conclave. But now, you must assault one final site before our conquest is assured. Typically, this mission is a little easier than the previous one in vanilla, but I assume it's been beefed up significantly. But it's basically the same goddamn thing. Attack a big Terran base. There is a structure not far from here that lies upon ground most hallowed. Though I have bore witness to the passing of countless decades, the structure which you must assault is younger by only a few years. For it was constructed by the ancient Terrans, who had arrived here centuries ago. It marks where their ship first crash-landed. Indeed, the Terrans are not native to this world, but rather another. Though for now unknown, this world is by far their most hidden secret, and the most worthy target for conquest. The site must be cleared and the rift anchor set in its place. Only then shall the way be made ready, for that ground alone will be symbolic for the Worldship's landing. That is where the Terran resistance shall end. Alright, let's do it. Destroy the Tarsonis capital. Okay, let's go. Still real dumb placement here. It'd be kind of... I almost feel like it'd be silly of me to try to cram another Nexus over here, but there is an area to the left that we could take pretty early. It's going to spread out our defenses, but I think it'll be the right choice. I'm going to grab, I think, 2 gateways early, because they give us a bunch of cash to start with. And then another Nexus here. And then lots of probes, and then a forge so that we can start getting upgrades as soon as possible. So let's throw this down. Okay. So if the previous missions are any indication, we're going to be getting hit with a lot of early... lot of early attacks. So I think we're just going to need to pump out lots of Zealots and Dragoons to kind of hang on until we can get to either High Templar or Reavers, and those will keep us alive. But for now, let's just spread our observers out. Again, very nice of them to give us these early. There's an expansion to the right, but it can be attacked by stuff on the high ground, so I can't really... Ah, shit. Oh, he survived. That's good. Okay, we're just going to try to keep an eye on these random units that are moving out towards us. So it's going to be a mix of building upgrades, getting, like, we're going to have to get our cyber core, right? So getting probes, and then building individual units, like, one at a time. Every little bit will help. And we want to start these upgrades as soon as possible, right? So that at least is going to taking up the queue of the forge. Now I don't have to really worry about it anymore. Okay, so we can have double probe production now as we harvest from these locations. And I'm just sort of keeping an eye out on these different areas where they can probably come to us. We're going to need some cannons for sure. Especially because fire bats do very well against our initial composition here, so we might as well throw down a couple cannons in different locations. Even I'm not really close to getting supply block, but I should probably do this anyway. And then I want to get a cyber core quickly so that we can make Dragoons. Looks like they're moving down through our stuff here. Okay, hopefully they didn't get too many probes. Alright, now we need a cyber core. It's fine. And then some zealots. And this is why we're going to need to build defense down along the bottom, because they're going to circumvent us at every turn. I think this is going to be one where, again, we're sort of hanging on for dear life at the beginning, and then once we get our bearings and are able to tech up at least a little bit, we should be okay, but we're not there. We are simply not there yet, and we want to get a Citadel, as you can imagine, so we can get Zealot legs. Okay, here comes yellow. She'll lead with the Archon here. Nice of them to have given us an Archon, I should say. Okay. Probes and probes. Zealots and Zealots. And I could take that gas. I don't think I should just yet. I'm not going to harvest from this until we can build some defense over to the right. Very tempting to take the right base very early. Okay, cool. And then we still have... Is that teal? Yep, here comes teal. Look out. Don't let him attack probes, please. Why is he still going for probes? He's being attacked. Okay. And then I guess more Zealots for now, and we can throw down our Templar Archive as soon as the Citadel is done. You guys move on over here. These attacks are very frequent. We just need to hold out until we can get to some higher tech. So it's going to be still no Templar Archive. I'm waiting for it. Okay, Zealot legs. And Templar Archives, and then we're going to get ground armor as well. There we go. So, like I mentioned, hanging on for dear life here. We have just enough to get one High Templar and then Research Storm. I don't know if that's the right choice. Reavers might also be a good option. It's expensive to get to those, though. All right. Zealot, Zealot. Like, let's not stop making units. Dragoon attack range. And we're going to need to get gas now. Because I won't be able to afford Storm. Well, I can afford Storm, but I can't afford an actual High Templar. So it's hard to say if that's worth it or not. Okay, probe and probe. Zealot. Maybe another Dragoon, just in case we start getting hit with air units. And it would be really, really expensive to try to make a lot of cannons here, so that's why I'm going this route instead. I can make more Archons pretty early. Or I can at least make one Archon early, I should say. That's not many Archons. Okay. And probes, and probes. And I think this is going to be more about, like, where they attack from. Right, so I'm going to assume it's over here first. Okay, I have a lot of units that are queued up, so we're just going to wait for those, keep harvesting here. We can start +2 attack as well once we're able to have enough gas income. And I think we go just Zealot Dragoon for now until we can afford to get Storm, which will help defend us. I hear lots of vultures. They may have killed a couple workers. Okay, so that's purple, which means the next attack's going to be coming up from the right. This over here is, yeah, really irritating. Probably should build a few cannons over there, not that they're going to really help us. Okay, now we get Psystorm. So where do I want to attack first? I think the upper left. We're going to need... I mean, the question is maybe we should go and attack it very early. I don't know. Could be one of those where it's like the earlier the better, but it's very pricey. It's going to be a very pricey endeavor to just try to slam up those ramps. Okay, so 1-1's going to be useful. We're going to be able to start 2-2 pretty soon. Let's move on over here. Cancel that. Let's consolidate first. Okay, now get over here to red. My High Templar does not have Storm. This is very much an anti-Zealot composition with all these vultures. They're already 1-1. Alright, well, we lived. I'm becoming skeptical of my ability to survive through this map. given that these attacks are flippin' huge. Static defense ain't gonna help us. There's no way. I mean, I'm spending money as fast as I can get it, but I just can't. Man, we got Storm now. That should help. Storm these clowns. I actually think rushing to Reavers is a way better option here. I don't know. Okay, let's grab one more gateway. Purple did not attack us down here this time. That was very nice of them. Probes and probes. We may have a bit of time to breathe right now. It's kind of hard to say. The important thing is we've got this High Templar, right? So, as they send fewer and fewer fire bats and vultures, we should be a lot safer against their typical attacks like Goliaths and such. Zealots are going to do great. And we can go straight to plus 3. I guess I'll save. This has been a really rough start, but we are alive. I think it's meant to be a bit of an onslaught. As long as we can come out of each engagement a little bit further ahead than where we started, then we're okay. I could try to get out a couple carriers here. As soon as we can, the sooner we can do that, the better. Few cannons are not going to save us. Okay, Zealots, Dragoons. As usual, 3-3, as soon as we can get it, is going to be massively useful. So that's why I'm kind of rushing towards that. It's also reacting fast enough so that we don't just casually lose a bunch of cannons upon each attack. I will start air weapons. I will build a Stargate. We can build some static defense a little further up here. Another cannon. And I'm going to save again so that we don't end up throwing away time as this happens. I think really just surviving that first set of attacks is it's the hardest part. So I'm going to grab another High Templar for defense, and then more Zealots. The important thing is we've got resources to work with now, which is much different than the very beginning here, which was scary. The Vulture Firebat onslaughts from all three factions. That was tricky. So I guess, yeah, to the left is teal, to the right is purple, I think. Okay, move on over here. Don't tell me it's the Crusaders now. Okay, no Crusaders on this. The UED is not part of this Terran faction. They're ostracized.
Upgrade complete.
Okay, just like that. Okay, and you know what time it is. Throw that fleet beacon down. Keep making probes, and we actually need pylons. Who would have thought? All right, that means that we're on the upswing. If we actually need pylons, this is good news. Our Citadel took some heat earlier. Okay, I would very much like to start +3 ground attack. Yes. Okay. Because what else are we going to spend our money on now that we're supply blocked besides static defense? Okay, so we got our High Templar hotkeyed, ready to storm where necessary. We need a bit of a defensive contingent down here because they like to hit the bottom right area. Teal is the least annoying, but I think the easiest to attack. I kind of want to go for purple, though. Okay, move on over here. Huge infantry attacks. Trying to select one of these guys here. Okay, storm right there. Now move in. Losing some probes, that's okay. I like how they go in random directions. Practically random directions. Okay, I guess we should leave one of these over here. Okay. The attacks have not really let up. We had a brief moment. We had a brief reprieve for sure. Okay, cool. And then let's just keep making Zealots with our extra cash, and then I can queue up a carrier. Where's my Stargate? There it is. Okay, well, we're holding out here. We lost a bunch of probes that were harvesting over here, but alas, that's how this is going to be. It's very tempting to make Reavers. I can't really afford to get their upgrades or anything like that. That's the issue. Okay, pylons over here. We're constantly just gotta like split our High Templar here. Split this stuff. Let's move this a bit further. Let's move this one down here so we can actually see if they try to circumvent us down from a different direction. Alright. Carrier turtling, that's the way to do it. Where's my cyber core? We gotta start getting upgrades for our carriers. We're gonna need some Dragoons because I expect to start seeing some battle cruisers here pretty soon. It's bound to happen, right? You must construct additional pylons. I guess I'll save because the beginning, again, I feel like the worst of it might be over, but it's hard to say because these attacks are very large, and I have to manually defend against them with High Templar. So if we lose High Templar, we're gonna be in big trouble. Ground level 3 or another carrier. I don't know. We're gonna be short on gas until we actually go and attack somewhere.
We are under attack.
They're not cloaking. Okay, that's fine. Get over here, start a carrier, move on in. And do I have extra probes anywhere? I don't think so. Yeah, we got to take the pressure off of us here somewhere very soon. And that's just going to require lots of zealots to be able to rush up these ramps. And then we have one carrier, which will also help. And we're going to have to bring an observer, I imagine. With this second carrier, I think that's when we're going to make our move. 3-2, not bad. How long on +2 attacks? Not bad. Okay, so now with our money, I'm going to start making extra cannons. And then we need pylons. Excellent, and then let's grab one more pylon here. And then we just gotta wait for those. Next, I think we make more cannons up here. We're gonna attack up the left ramp. I may want to wait until the next enemy attack, though, because I'm gonna have to leave some stuff at home, basically. We'll just leave like a small contingent with a High Templar at home. On top of the cannons, that should be enough. Queue up the next carrier. And then shields. Let's see, how's this going? His life for ire. I'm going to save and try to attack to the left. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try it. So let's go. No, up here, up here. What are you doing? Where are you going? That's the opposite of the direction that you need to go. Do I have an observer around here? Hang on. I didn't bring an observer. Let's take a moment. Observer, come on down here. Interceptors.
You must construct additional pylons.
Okay. Where are you, observer? You gotta be hotkeyed. Now, zealots, run up the ramp. The rest of you follow. We're gonna have pylons here soon enough, trust me. Okay, and then you all just get in there. Get up the ramp. Dragoons, you're killing me. naturally, at this moment, we get attacked. It's a relatively small attack. I don't even think we need to use a storm here. We can clean this up with what we've got. Meanwhile, we clean this up. Good work, carriers. Queue up another one. Okay, this is where we just really need gas. I'm going to pretty much immediately go and attack purple after this. You can kind of see him up here, actually. Okay, cool. And then with our extra cash, we start queuing up a bunch more zealots. Can't do anything else without extra gas income right now. So all extra gas is going towards upgrades and more carriers. And it's kind of the same as what we've done in the previous missions, where we're just going to make a lot of, not a lot of carriers, but enough to kind of support what we've got on the ground. Okay, so teal is out. Come down here and clean this up. We need more pylons. We can build them here. That's fine. Okay, come on over here. Okay, and then we're going to storm here. Yellow is the Bio-Terran, if you recall. Okay, we took care of a lot of their stuff. Our zealots should be able to clean that up. Cool, where's the geyser? We need to build a bit closer to the geyser. We'll just build where their command center was. I trust the AI placement there, I guess. Observer, come on over here. Help us out. And then, speaking of observers, I need to build a robo facility so we can start making our own observers. Okay, they have no way to get up here except with air attacks. So for now, let's just come on down here. They're gonna lock down our carriers. So we can't go exclusively carriers. I knew this, but let's build defense kind of right here. It'll protect our geyser. Keep making zealots. Okay, did I start +3? Yes, I did. Okay, great. I was thinking ahead. How are we doing on minerals here? We want to start transferring some of these. I want to go and attack the right side here pretty soon. So let's just make a bunch more zealots as usual, with a couple dragoons on top of it. And I think we can transfer some of these probes now that we're getting mined out. Okay, cool. So that income is good. Next carrier soon. +3 coming up. Okay, purple. You must be eliminated. We have another observer here just in case. Yeah, I need to focus on grabbing some observers here soon. Is it 150? It must be 150. Okay, let's leave some stuff here just in case. Make a few extra cannons in case they start hitting us with wraiths. Same thing up here. I can't afford to lose this base, so let's just make a couple cannons. Let's also make sure we go and find the ramp. We gotta push up here as soon as possible. So, come on. Here's the ramp. Zealots. Get up there. Followed by dragoons. Okay, carriers attack. Yeah, that turret is gone, so now we can move up with the observers. I can now make a robo facility, please. Shields, now that we can afford it. I will start air armor. Random vulture. I am not scared. We'll be able to transfer some probes here pretty soon, I suspect. Okay. naturally. So you all gotta come up here and attack. So I built a couple cannons to hold them off, I guess. Keep it up. Keep going down here. Get rid of purple entirely. How are they not in that storm right there? Okay. Get him, Zealot. He's very angry. Okay, we're going to send some Zealots home to clean this up. I'll just send our ground army back here to clean this up. They don't luckily have that much stuff. Ah, that sucks to lose that. Okay, remake ground army. We're going to get another gateway. Trying to click it. There we go. So now all that's left is yellow. That was just bad timing. Interceptors. Okay, so purple is essentially done. We're going to have to just rebuild this crap, unfortunately. Oh, don't speak to me. I don't know where he is. There it is. Kaboom! Okay, well, that was a pretty ill-placed nuke, if you ask me, so that's fine. Really, they're gonna keep doing it? But where? But where? You'd think I'd see him on the minimap. Still don't see him on the minimap. Okay, the important thing is we've gotten rid of this. Why can I not see him? He was right here. I don't know, man. Okay, just make zealots. Dragoons. Not enough minerals. Okay. So this base is done. We've got 5 carriers, so once we finally clean this up, we can just sit and turtle and secure our bases. I don't have to be aggressive until we get all this set up finally. So now we're going to run into the really annoying part where it's going to be ghosts, nukes, lockdown. And there's a ghost inside these irritating bunkers. Of course there are. And they're gonna cloak as soon as we break through this. Okay, so now we need to send probes up here again.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Okay, take them out. Take them out.
Instructions. Upgrade complete.
Destroy this. Okay, and then we're going to send this observer. I think we're going to sit you right here so that if we take this base, we'll be able to see them moving up here. I really like how they just casually walked up here to attack me instead. Okay, send a probe over here. We've got carriers that can now sit and protect us against pretty much anything. And we're near maxed out in terms of... what am I thinking? We're maxed out in terms of something. Let's move most of these probes over here. The timing on that. Just losing this base to one attack that like went slightly to the left instead. That, I mean, that's what happens, I guess. Okay, observers. Did I get my stupid? Yes, I did. Okay, good. This base at least isn't as spread out, so we can cram a nexus right there.
I long for combat.
Cool. Now, yellow shouldn't attack up this ramp. They shouldn't, because this stuff is all much closer, so that's what I expect to happen. I started an observatory? No, I didn't. We can do that now because we have queued up our new bases. So now, unfortunately, we're going to sit around and build probes. I'm not happy about it, but this is where we stand. I can build probes out of these nexi, at least. We're long-distance mining, sort of, from this other side.
Enough minerals.
And we're just going to have to react quickly, depending on where we get attacked, right? So, let's move this observer up here. There's more bases we can take further up the map. Again, I feel like we've essentially won, and now it's just a very, very slow grind to the very finish, which, I mean, that's StarCraft. It's only going to get easier from here, I think, because there's only one enemy left on the map. Possibly 2, because I think there's one that stays in the far, far back, but they only activate once you destroy the temple. And once you destroy the temple, then you get the probe with the... It's not the crystal in this case, it's the psi emitter model canceled it in time. I canceled it in time. Okay, carriers.
The enemy.
Move on down here. We've got cannons here for a reason. I figured there would be Wraith attacks, but I didn't know where they would come from. So with that in mind, let's build a pylon. I left my probe alive. Okay, now we make a pylon here. Now we're going to start building cannons. Wahoo! It's almost tempting to make a cut because this is going to be a boring 15 to 20 minutes of fucking nothing. Of, really nothing. Okay, we want sensor array. We need probes up here. And because they're not the super powerful Wraiths, we know that we can just make some cannons and it'll stop them. I'm surprised the Wraiths came down here and not, to our main base, which I think the AI would sense as being a little bit closer. Whatever. Okay, so we've got income over here now. Now we got to try to get this saturated. I'm making probes in advance. I got to remake my Stargate because it looks like we're going to be focusing mostly on carriers. Woohoo. Boring, boring. Okay, that's getting mined out. There's more resources over here. I might as well take them. So let's take this next. It's all about where yellow decides to attack. Like, we can't have an army that's spread out across the whole flippin' map. But if they decide to attack up there, I mean, I could leave my carriers up here. Might actually be better. And then we want to get our last few levels of upgrades. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. This will be able to be mined from... Let's get one more observer and have it sit on top of my carriers. And then gas, harvest. And then we just got to flood into yellow and then get more carriers. So we can, well, we can't afford more carriers just yet, but now we've got extra mining bases. We should be okay. Taking these side bases was challenging. I don't think it was... Again, these maps are quite inconsistent, so you have to experiment a little bit. Which is, you know, do you attack up a ramp to take an expansion early or not? Like, in some cases, it's encouraged because the enemies don't have as much stuff in their base. It very much depends on just almost randomness on the whims of the creator. On like, oh, well, in this case, I guess they'll be easier to take instead of harder to take. In this case, they were harder to take, so it's all just... Again, I don't want to necessarily say it's random, but it certainly feels random in that sense. Like, okay, how hard is it going to be to push through the enemy expansion? You won't know until you try it, at which point you're going to have to restart. But that's okay. That's why we save, and we try multiple things. Let's get some cannons up here. Again, if it's mostly Wraiths that are going to be causing a problem for us, we could move my army up so that the only things that can get around us are air units. It doesn't seem like yellow is making large groups of BCs, and it seems like the major challenge of this map is meant to be the beginning and taking these side bases. And now that we've done it, I feel extremely safe, and I don't think this is going to be much of a problem. So, get some even more probes over here. All right, looking good. What you doing over here, yellow? Get out of there. Okay, so they're going to have to go through these cannons if they want to get to this base up here. Get 2 more pylons so that we're at 200. Granted, if we lose any part of this, then... Yeah, see, they're going for that side base again, it looks like. Are they 3-3 yet? They're 2-2, so we should be able to just smash through this with our 3-3 army. This is why we have observers, so that we can see this shit. So I'm going to look away for a second, and they're going to have destroyed me. Okay, yellow seems relatively static in the attacks that they send now, which is great. Just a few more units. I thought oh, there it is. I'm like, I thought I made another carrier. Where is it? Okay, 6 carriers. I'm going to start moving up the middle of the map and looking for the choke point where they have to come through in order to get to us. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep getting extra observers. So I think they can come from one of 2 directions. That's interesting. So we have to go and find both and then decide which way we want to attack. But the sooner we do it, the better. There's some teal pre-placed stuff. Yeah, so it looks like this is the only way they can get to us. Like how they have 2 random Goliaths that are looking after each side. It's cute. Okay, let's go left for now. Let's send a few. We can send a few units over to the right to kill these Goliaths, and then we'll meet in the middle here a hot second later. All right, now we've got the extra income that we need. Keep making carriers. And then this group get on up here. I'm going to rally all my gateways, all my production, really, up to this middle section. Okay, looks good. And then we've got carriers, lots of carriers queued up. Yeah, so this is where we want to sit and ensure that they can't get around us. So move on up. I don't even necessarily need observers anymore. As long as we can kill groups of wraiths, then we're fine. Really excited to have to fight through 1 billion spider mines. That's inevitable. Okay, and we've mined out most of these bases now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Lots of lockdowns. That's why we have to make zealots, I guess. Okay, they're 3-3 now. Let's make sure we consolidate and bring everything up here. I could make production like way up here too. That might be a good choice. Dragoon, 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 Dragoon. Only because I'm expecting a large amount of battle cruisers that are going to respond to us when we destroy the thing and try to take the crystal. So lots of observers. This is what we need. So let's go and see if we can find where the actual entrance is to this base. There's also more expansions we could take. I should go and look for those. I think they're right over here, really. This is a huge map. Right, let's save. It's been a while. One large attack could really ruin us still. Yeah, see up here? See, I was wondering if maybe the enemy would try to take these bases, but they don't, luckily.
Instructions.
Okay, keep moving up. I thought I changed my hotkeys. I don't know why they're still rallying down here. New Gettysburg Space Port. Okay, and then now it's just a painful rally up into this base. We should be able to smush through this base pretty quick with the amount of carriers that we have and such. Okay, make interceptors. Carriers can get locked down, though. So, it's not like it's going to be super easy. And there's going to be a lot of crap on the high ground, it looks like, so. Where's the entrance? Right there. Okay. So carriers clear this out, and we probably want to snipe that if we can with dragoons. The only thing that could really happen to fuck us right now is if... Okay. Well, that... I can't believe they sent as many things as they did just because I had attacked one Goliath. That's actually, like, near shocking. Okay, well, I guess this is it. We're going. We also just saved right before this, so if we can't do it, then... That was probably the majority of their Wraith fleet, and that was probably their anti-carrier Wraith fleet, for that matter. But haha, Jay Barino is diverse. Okay, let's get in there. That was like their entire defensive force. It had to be. Now I'm gonna make another...
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
I'm gonna make another Stargate, and I'm gonna get scout movement, and I'm gonna start making scouts. Because, I'm going to expect a lot of Goliaths here at the end.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Wow, they killed a lot of carriers there. Now, luckily, we've got another one down here. It seems like it was designed specifically with mass carriers in mind, which is kind of funny. Because again, it's another one of those things that you don't really know until it's too late. Sort of seems like an unknown fuck you. Okay, and then Zealots, Dragoons. I guess I'll take this. Because it's not over. Let's kill the stuff that's on the high ground up here. I want to clear all this out before we kill the capital. Come on. Wow, that one Goliath giving us problems. Okay, let's check to see. Is there anything just like hanging out up here? More production over. Yeah, let's get rid of as much of yellow as possible, and I'm going to leave the red faction alone. Okay, and I think this is where it happens. This is when we make a move for it. I'm going to save. Executor, the Terrans have launched a final offensive to keep us away from the city. We must hold them at bay a while longer. Okay, that's probably going to be red coming online. There they are. Did we get our probe? There it is. Bring the rift anchor to the ruins. So now we just have to defend this area until it gets up here. Here comes red. As expected. Okay, so now we're just trying to get all these units into support and push back this large red attack, which we may be able to do. It's going to be close. We really just need to get the drone on the thing. Didn't I save recently, too? Okay, hang back for a second. Keep in mind, we just have to get on top of the thing. Alright, well, let me just rebuild a bunch of shit. And we'll rally it up here. We just need to distract them, then we just walk on the beacons. This is just artificial length to this mission. But yellow is mostly dead. Maybe I could shuttle it? I don't think that would be any better, actually. Okay, we'll come up here. We'll harvest here. This might be the longest I've spent on one of these missions so far, and again, a lot of it is artificial, unfortunately. So we're just gonna... Oh, is Red actually sending attacks now? Just back up. Leave the city. I guess scouts were not the right option. Actually, just building, I mean, I queued up as much stuff as I could, but we have to wait for it to get up here. This might be our chance to just go around. Yeah, make a run for it now. Ha-ha! No, watch this. Distract them. Go, 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 go! Fuck you, Red. Now the events initiated by the Terrans shall be their own downfall. Years ago, our race discovered these creatures on the planet Chaosara. We had hoped to peacefully bring them into our fold. Instead, we were met with hatred and spite. The Terrans turned down our offer, and thus the Conclave led the Zerg to the Sara system to end their resistance. Now they will be joined into the Kala, and then the Conclave will greet them as part of the Empire. Truly, victory is finally ours. The Conclave led the Zerg to the Sara system. That's an interesting take on it. Got to kind of translate it into vanilla, which is the Zerg led the Protoss to the Sara system, which then they got nuked from orbit. I liked the last map a lot. This map not so much, just because I found it tedious. This map was very tedious. I liked the first half of it, but once you take those first side bases, you've won. That's it. And the whole red coming to flush you out after you destroy the Tarsonis capital, that's normal. I mean, that happens in the vanilla game too. I should have just destroyed red, I guess, but instead it just added an artificial time length to the mission, unfortunately. But in any case, we finished this campaign. I think Invasion of Ire was kind of the peak, or Invasion of Tarsonis was kind of the peak. I thought it was very challenging, but also really fun, and kind of scraping by until we kind of secured that middle section. Whereas this one, this one was kind of similar. It was very intense for the first half, and then it was all downhill, but it was just like, all right, just spam out as much crap as you can, and try to take these side bases until they send 12 Wraiths to instantly destroy it, something like that. So you gotta be very incremental. You just gotta be very, very meticulous as you play these very large macro maps. But it didn't really take as long as I thought. 43 minutes, not too bad. We're going to move on to the Terran campaign next time. I hope y'all are enjoying this. Certainly very interesting and a lot more challenging. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.